What's going on, Division Agents? This is your boy Trade Day 381 coming at you with another video. This go around, I'm gonna just clear some control points just to show you that there are other ways to get your shade level up. That's pretty much how I'm almost at 13,000 on my shade. As you can see here, my one agent has 970 shade points to put in his watch. I like to go counterclockwise. That's just a personal preference. Running my Memento Survivability Strikers build. I'll put out a build video later on showing you why I run this one, just because you get the weapon damage. It's technically 5 blues with the Memento, with the Obliterate. You know, a lot of folks will tell you, hey, run the chest piece and backpack, or they just run the backpack to get that additional 1% weapon damage. If you run the one backpack, right, you go from 0.65% weapon damage to gaining a 1% weapon damage per stack, right? But the Memento gives you 30, coupled with the 0.65. So that puts you at 0.95. Obliterate gives you 25, right? So that puts you at 120% weapon damage over the backpack. Plus you keep your stacks up. So I mean, you could put the chest piece on, get that 200% weapon damage. It's up to you. But I prefer running just a Memento backpack. This is the one rare moment where the backpack shows no benefit over risk. When I put up my build video, I explain the whole difference between risk versus benefit, over the chest piece and backpack. But like I said, I like to go counterclockwise. As you see, I got 4 directives on. It is heroic, but if you put on this particular build itself, and once you get the Memento stacked up, you'll see that survivability is pretty good. Plus the damage is there. I'm gonna turn my mic down because I'm a little loud. I run the cool skills because I only rely on my Reviver Hive. And I hate that little car. Always pops you out of cover. And the beauty of running this build with the St. Elmo's is the weapon handling is high. And so landing your headshots is a high probability. Which is why I really want to put together a striker's headshot build, like, and take that into PvP. If y'all hadn't noticed, like the way I run this game in itself, whether it's PvP or PvE, is that I don't like to rely on skills. I don't like to rely on weapon talents. I run strikers because strikers is probably the one gear set that, the whole build is predicated on landing your shots. I hate it when they do that in March. I don't know if y'all noticed it, but they do this little forward march, and then they point the gun, and for some odd reason the accuracy increases by like 500%. Try to hit me with the side kick. Yes. When y'all see me running my builds
Control point secured. Well done.
or running PvE, any control points or missions, you'll see that I walk right up to the gear sets and I get run up to my stuff and I immediately break it down because I've been doing this since day one, since the game first came out. And truth be told, is there isn't much that I actually need. Uh, I don't immediately call the nearby allies because they kind of get in the way, you know. Or I like to turn them all white
Reinforcements
when I'm
incoming.
on by myself. As you can see right now, I got no clanmates on. Um, I'll turn them white, and
Detecting
then when the
additional
clanmates
hostile
do
contacts.
get on, I run the white control points with them so we all can get our shade levels up. It's a really fast process, especially when you run it with four people, uh, and everybody's getting their shade watch up. Really, we can run about 15 control points, 15, 20 control points in 10 to 15 minutes. Uh, which is why I like to run it counterclockwise because all the control points on this side have some sort of fast travel area that's close to it. Now, for those that are watching, that are new
Heavily armored
subscribers,
hostile
because I'm
detected.
a pretty small channel, but I'm amazed at how many people have positively accepted the videos that I put out. Because I always wanted to put out something positive, nothing negative. You'll hear me going to town when I'm doing PvP, but that's just me because I'm like I'm very animated. Uh, it's nothing truly serious, but it's amazing. As you can see, I went up one shade point based off of that, and you'll see it went up. What is that shade point in a quarter? Is that? Oh, that's a red bar.
Supply room access
You
unlocked.
sneaky. But I've seen videos where YouTubers are putting out, on the YouTubers, content creators or anybody making videos. They're putting out, the fastest way to get exotic components or the fastest shade level up, or they're running all these different types of scenarios where you can gain one item at a time. You're running countdown. Countdown is a good option, but it's an automatic 15 minutes, and there's no guarantee you're going to actually complete it. But you do get the countdown requisition points, which is good because you can use that towards a named item or whatever you want to. But then you come here. This is an open world. You can do it solo. You can do it with a group. But then you got a guarantee once completing the control point, you get a guaranteed shade level and an option to quite possibly get an exotic component. Plus, as you
Agent
can see,
requesting backup.
get some pretty decent gear. Like I don't run glass cannon. I think glass cannon is probably one of the worst talents in the game. It gives you the option to have 30% weapon damage, but uh, you take 60% incoming damage. Like that to me is a huge risk versus benefit. Like that, the risk does not outweigh the benefit, especially when you have things like obliterate that you can take normal damage like you normally do and build up to 25. Yeah, you're like, well, you got to build up to it, but that's true. But I mean, no offense, this is like you have to sneak up behind people and shoot them, and same way with vigilance. I never was a fan of vigilance. Now I'll run it in PvP, you'll see it, but for the longest time before any content creator posted a build on companion, before there was a double companion, I was in PvP running companion just because that was the one thing that, it gives you 15%. Is it 15 or is it 10? God, I believe it's 15. Yeah, 15% versus the 25 with vigilance. And there is no, oh, you get shot and you lose it. No, as long as you are next to a companion or a skill, because if you can see, I have my repair drone. I pop that up and I automatically get my 15%, and it doesn't go away until my drone does or my companion does. Versus vigilance, that gives you, I think it's 25%, and for so long as you would never hit, which is decent. But at the same time, the moment you get hit, you got 4 seconds, and in this game, if you hadn't noticed, you're always getting shot. So sometimes that damage is gone. I like a consistent damage, which is why I liked running before it was popular, the spotter companion build, especially in PV. What the heck? Am I tripping? Okay. Running the spotter companion. Those were literally, if you run it with the tactician, it's literal weapon damage that's not going away. It's always consistent and always proc. If you know how to run it right. But now that there is this whole, since they came out with the Kingbreaker, that has an absorbent amount of damage for what it is. People are running spotter, flatline, uh, vigilance, but either way it goes, spotter and flatline combined have caused people to now run the pulse resistance, which negates your entire build set, your entire gear set. So I started getting away from that and started putting on strike obliterate. See, you have to land your shots in order for these things to proc. So you are consistently getting it, especially with strikers. And I was on strikers long before anybody posted a build for it. The moment it came out, I looked at the gear talent and saw that it had this talent where it increases your rate of fire by 15%. And if you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, agents, there was a glitch back in Division 1 that was called the RPM glitch. Now, I honestly never did it just because it was, if you ever saw it happen in PvP, it was disgusting. Like, but the whole premise behind that glitch was that you increase the rate of fire, you increase the damage that you're dealing on your opposition. So when they came out with strikers, and this one I saw they increased the RPMs on it. Hey, the premise is still there. Your RPMs, your damage dealt is based upon how many rounds or what damage you're doing per second. So if you increase the rounds you're doing per second, which is why the FAMAS is so huge in PvP, you know, that translates to any weapon you have, which is why when it first came out, I was running a 3-piece striker with a Grupo Seska. Grupo Seska, and I think it was the contractor's glove. I can't remember what my initial setup was. I think it was a Seska backpack with companion, Fenris chest piece. Where are these shots coming from? Really? Take out the rushes first. And he goes to the other side. But I would run the Fenris chest piece with the Seska backpack, and I believe it was a Grupo knee pad for the longest time, just to get my crit damage up. My crit chance was already at like, I think 50%, so I was comfortable sitting there. But the beauty of it was it had weapon handling and it had the increase in your rate of fire. I didn't really care for the weapon damage, but for the longest time, like that build was clapping in conflict. it will go up against pretty much any build. Holy crap, where did he come from?
Needed. Agent incapacitated.
Me and my clan, we call them the feet. Because that's all you hear before you hit a beat. But for the longest time, that build was clapping. I mean, like with any AR. I swear these guys are completely sneaky. Hey, look at that. Where did he come from? No. No. That residual fire damage is insane in this game, especially when you blow them up and then you see the fire disappear and you run over it. And it still catches you on fire. It's like the fire is gone, but you still just get caught ablaze. But back to the point is that the Strikers build, believe it or not, was amazing. Now, in my honest opinion, is that if they were going to bring back any build in from Division One, well, actually, I'm gonna leave that up to you. I'll give you what I feel like should have been in there, but you tell me what you feel like should have returned in the comment section. Like me personally, I would have enjoyed seeing Century's Call make it back, make its way in.
Detected.
Since
Location guarded by hostiles.
the talent required you to land a headshot in order to get the marks, but getting that multiplicative damage onto an enemy, NPC, what you gonna call it, that is skill. But I can see how, in this day and age, with the way the gear sets are laid out, is that it would be a very OP build. Like, can you imagine Ninja Bike backpack with Century's Call on this one? I would immediately turn it into a Century's Call, Negotiator's Dilemma, Ninja Bike. What's the name of that gun? The Busy Little Bee. Like that would be in a hugely overpowered game build, because you're looking at whatever that weapon damage increase is on the Century's Call, on top of doing the distributive damage and the Negotiator's Dilemma, along with that 200% if you can get the marks. With the Busy Little Bee, whoever you mark is dead in one shot, like hands down. I have another build that I'm going to put out later. It's talking about how the most overpowered build in this game for PvE is the Negotiator's Dilemma, along with the running the backpack, which changes the distributive damage from 60% to 100%. And coupling that with the Busy Little Bee, you get your marks, and then you already got 3 individuals marked anyway. I mean, you're marking oppositions from the very beginning. Why not start out with the Busy Little Bee, swap weapons, and then boom, whatever your multiplied damage is from the Busy Little Bee is also distributed 100% across all NPCs or agents, and it's a very strong build. Survivability really isn't there, but truth be told is the way you run it in here is that it keeps everyone in front of you, just from your marks alone. Now, don't get me wrong, because I'm running it over here. It's the problem isn't the marks; it's how quickly these NPCs will launch some type of consumable at you, some fire grenade or whatever it is, and the fire damage in here is just ridiculous. The NPCs are ridiculous. Somehow or another, they'll weaken you and a grenade to come out of nowhere and take all your life off. And for those of you thinking, oh man, this
Hostile
video is
control
already
point
20 minutes
nearby.
long. You're telling me that this is the best way to do it. You only run 2 control points. Remember, I am conversating with you potential viewers or you current viewers, subscribers. Which, by the way, I do appreciate every single one of you that has subscribed. I'm doing my best not to ask anybody and like and subscribe. I want it to be very natural, very fluid. If you like the content, do what you choose to do. I'm not gonna sit here and press you to like and subscribe. I'm not monetized or nothing like that currently. That's not my goal. My goal is to go in here and have fun, and hopefully somebody will learn something. But for those of you that have already subscribed, I mean, I literally 2 months ago I was at 2, 3 subscribers, uh, which those were my clanmates. Which, by the way, what's up, clanmates? Shout out to King and Sticks and Sale, uh,
Detected.
D,
Nearby location guarded by hostiles.
Bug. What's going on, fellas? Appreciate that. But I went from I'm still small, but seriously, almost 20 subscribers, and my videos are getting positive reviews. Yeah, that's amazing. Like it shows you that you don't have to be negative in order to actually, you know, do what you like and also have people view it as well. Like it just shows that you can be a positive force in the gaming industry in itself for a looter shooter. Uh, so for those of you out there looking like, hey, I was thinking about doing the exact same thing. I watched a video on Disney Plus about Stan Lee, which, by the way, Stan Lee was one of my idols. Uh, God rest his soul. And at the very end of this little Disney Plus thing, is Stan Lee said,
Hostile
to
detected.
those of you who wanted to do something,
Hostiles got location
um,
nearby.
and you just wasn't sure how it would be received or whatnot, he said the worst you can do is try. Like, you don't want to go out with regrets, thinking like, maybe I should have done it. The worst thing you can do is try and fail. You know, but if you try and succeed, then you live with zero regrets.
Control
That
point
that
secured.
sat with me
Well done.
very hard, and I was like, you know what? I've been playing games for a very long time, and my homie Sticks clanmate said, "Yo, just wrong. I almost did an accident." He said, "Just do it, bro. Like, what else can happen?" He does it too. If y'all don't know him, he streams on Twitch. His name is Sticks12. He's a good dude, very funny. He is hilarious. Watch some of his stuff right now. I think he's doing Diablo, but sitting here.
Reinforcements incoming. Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Sorry, I got a phone call. But sitting here watching videos. I mean, sitting here playing this game, thinking about. I forgot where I was. My bad. The phone call threw me off. Give me a second to catch my place. Wait. Ooh, he almost got me.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Where did that come from? Oh, you should have been on fire.
Incoming backup request.
But I'm amazed at how I'm sitting here doing what I love to do, and knowing that there are people who are watching my videos and they're actually asking
Detected.
questions,
Nearby
engaged, and
location
saying, "Hey,
guarded by
I
hostiles.
saw," like I think one guy, I don't, I'll have to go through my phone and find his name because I really want to, bring light to the fact that, hey, this man saw it, he saw my video, and he was like, "Hey, I'm tired of getting shocked." And he was like, "Hey, what build do you run?" And I gave him info, and he was like, "Yo, appreciate that. That's what I'm trying to do. If you want to know, hey, why are you running control points? I run control points because I get a shade level up every single control point, and
Supply
I
room
get an
access
opportunity to run
unlocked.
into this box and get an exotic component. It's not a guaranteed exotic component. I think it's like it's a 10% chance. So it's like every time I open this, I get a 1 in 10 chance of getting an exotic component. I don't really know the numbers. It just seems that way. That's another thing. I'm not going to sit up here and follow the devs and, uh, you know, message Ubisoft and all this good stuff. Look, that's not the purpose of my channel. It's actually for you casual players, the ones who are just doing like I'm doing, turning the game on and trying to maximize your time. Best way to maximize your time is, in my opinion, is run a control point. And if you're like doing PvE, turn the game on, run a couple of control points, you get you get a possible exotic and guaranteed shade level. Um, if y'all see me pause at one point in time and like run out of wall or something like that, it's because I got somebody coming over today. They're gonna pick up our golf cart because something's wrong with it. But I just got to give him the keys. It won't be long if he has any questions. But I'll do my best to minimize my time away. Where are these shots coming from? It's like they
Use
are.
that hatred against them.
How is he shooting like that? Do you see that? Like how is he firing at me? And yet there is a minute. We do not have that capability. I do hear that there's a guy in conflict that has the capability of doing that. He literally just doesn't show most of himself or any of himself, but the bullets will fly through. I got one video where I actually caught somebody doing that, but I don't know how they do it. It's crazy because they'll take cover, right, and they'll be firing, and as you can see, my bullets are hitting the edge of that thing, but theirs, like you see, look at my bullets now, they're hitting less than what it is, but their bullets are shooting through. I do this, and part of my body is showing, even my hand, but somehow or another they have the capability to fire and do that, but hit their target. Maybe it's like this. I honestly don't know. I don't care. Like that's another exploit that I'm not trying to promote. But um, I had my ADD moment. But the whole point of this is to show you who are casual players that there is a way for you to go in and get a couple of shade levels and some exotics and exotic components, and don't have to spend like a billion hours doing it. Um, and that's a real concern because for some odd reason the devs have this negative approach to rapidly gain or rapid progression. I don't know why, but it's like they don't want the player base to rapidly progress into this game.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Unlike Division 1, where there was a cap on your progression, and the next level was the classified, which the community was completely split on the classified. Some people said that they dumbed it down. Some people said that it was lovely. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am a consistent solo player. I was always in the dark zone solo. So when they came out with the classified nomad, you might have hated it, but for players like me who were always by themselves running against groups of
Hostile
8,
control point identified.
it gave me, I don't want to say an insane survivability, but it gave me a chance at survivability. And like, I'm sorry, it was still killable, you know. But they hated the fact that if I'm going up, I'm getting multi-grouped by 8 and 10 people in the dark zone, and they would always kill me and emote or do whatever it is. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, hey, I still took out 3 of you, so you know, 1v10 and still get out 3. You're not a successful group. But then again, you're not successful if it takes 10 of y'all to take on one person. That whole multi-group thing was crazy. And just like in this current state of the division, Uh, in this game, this particular game, if you notice, I don't go into the dark zone. I used to. Heck, I loved it when it was when you had surgical and you had to run that what was it 311.7. When that was a thing. But I never ran 311.7. I just had my own version of a different build. I still ran, I think it
Hostile
was Clutch and
broadcast
Berserk.
detected.
Uh, but, you know, I enjoyed the Dark Zone then. Not as much as I enjoyed the Dark Zone in Division 1. But, now you come in and the issue with the Dark Zone is that, in this particular Dark Zone, is that one, it's too small, and two is that there are too many skills that do insane amounts of damage against a player, and the player is having to. Where did he come from? I was literally watching every ladder. It's doing insane amounts of damage to one player. Like I think I saw it's a guy named Baby Luke or whatever his name is. It's K and Q on YouTube. I was watching one of his videos and he
Hostile
had on a
broadcast
DPS
picked
build. I
up.
think it was 1.7 armor. Somebody threw out a hive, and that hive took out 33% of his armor, just by landing and hitting one shot. I mean, seriously, if if our armor is so fragile and the time to kill is so low, why are the skills so powerful? Like you want to make them powerful, fine, but make it
Hostile
powerful against
detected.
NPCs. There's no reason for upon dropping something with 19 charges, I mean 18 charges or whatever it is, to do that insane amount of damage just off of two. They still got 16 more to go. And if you want to say that's because you want to do it against the NPCs, I completely understand that. Where is the shots coming from? Oh, there he is. Just like those that are complaining that the St. Elmo's its shock is too high. Fine. If you want to remove the shock, that's cool. But don't complain if you are running a hive. If you are complaining about the shock and you're running a bleed hive or a sticky foam,
Hostile broadcast.
CP captured. Good
and
job.
you're in a four stack or you're multi-urban, don't complain about the St. Elmo's because it's a little bit hard for one player to take on all that at one time. But then you get shocked and you want to sit here and bitch, moan, and complain. Excuse my language, but that's
Reinforcements
ridiculous.
en route.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, he cheesing because he's running that St. Elmo's. You are trash. But yeah, it took four players to hit him with bleed, hit him with a sticky foam, pulse him, uh, disrupt him, set him on fire, and then hit him with a artillery turret while you got like 19 shields out, or you're hitting him with the bump bill. Like, just don't bitch, moan, and complain. Like if you're doing shit like that, 'cause, you're doing it against one player, and you're sitting here getting mad at them because they are wrecking you with having to land their shots. Because remember, with the St. Elmo's, you still have to land 70 shots in order to get that shock ammo. Don't get mad at them because you pulled that shield out and allowed them to get that 70 shots. That's on you, dumbass. Excuse my language. That's just rude. But I'm just saying that's just how I feel about PvP right now, which is why I don't really like to go in the Dark Zone. The Dark Zone is it's a group of people pulling out a
Hostile detected.
bunch of crap, and it's a little bit overwhelming for solo players. There are people that have shown that you can solo in the Dark Zone, uh, but when you're running against a very smart, very strategic group who is running a shotgun build with like 4 different coyotes masks with ride foams, and they got a healer, and it's you can't compete with that kind of synergy. by yourself, because there's no way for you to multiply your damage on that level. Can you be smart and try to pick them off, but against a world coordinated group? Not really. And that's the risk you run with going into the dark zone. So I learned that in this current dark zone, I can't play my play style. I like to run around and shoot things. Like hands down, if you kill me in the dark zone, I'm coming back through the same damn door. You want to say, hey, that's stupid? Nah. Nah, I'm coming back through the same damn door, so you ain't got to guess where I'm coming from. So when I kill you, when I take out one of you in that four group, hey, guess what? One dude took out one of y'all. Y'all failed at your job automatically. So I'm coming through the same, and I'm coming through the same door. What the hell happened? So you can emote, take a picture,
Supply
do
room
whatever you
access
want to do.
unlocked.
Hey, that's what I did.
I have got a lot of people coming home tonight because of you. Thank you.
But like I said, the whole point of me starting this video today is to show you my little route. Uh, I didn't technically get any exotic components on that one, but running these routes, you'll see. My striker build is at 42%. I wanted a little bit higher. It should have been a little bit higher. What happened? Doesn't matter. That's my critical hit chance is at 42%. I'm at 100, almost 158. The headshots at 75. Health damage is at 21. Uh, but the whole point behind this is showing you that with that, I'm going up and I got 50 exotic components, and I
Hostile
purge my
broadcast
exotic
detected.
components weekly, by the way. Once I get to like 60, I go in and I spend them. Uh, but you see those with 4 control points. It took me 36 minutes to do it because I'm also talking to you all. Usually it takes me about 8 minutes to run all three. I do it nonstop. Then I go over here to the campus and take on that one. Then I come over here, take those out. Once I get to this last one, I come over here and I take these three out. Then I come down here and I take that one. I move up here, take that one, run to this one and take that out. Fast travel to this. Wait, I did that backwards. I'm sorry. Once I take out this one, I run to to the Washington Monument. Fast travel onto this one. Take these two out, run to that one. Fast travel onto this classified assignment. Take that one out, and then work my way across. Here, fast travel to the settlement. Take this one out. I'm sorry, take that one out. Fast travel to this safe house. Take that one out. Run to this one. Fast travel to the Capitol building. Take that out. Fast travel here. Take that one out. Fast travel here. Take that one out. Run to that one. Fast travel to the disclassified assignment. Then I take out the demolition site. Fast travel here. Take that out. Fast travel here. Take that one out. Fast travel here. Take that out and that out. And then that is all of the control points. Sometimes I can do it in one day. It takes me about 4 hours. 3.5 if I do it nonstop. But I usually end up with about 15 exotic components, 37 shade, and then I log out. And the very next day, I run it on a different character because the resources and that you get from this, remember, some of the resources aren't shared, like the food and the components, water. The stuff isn't
Hostile
shareable across
blockade
characters,
nearby.
so I distribute it. And that, doing that, like I said, you end up with like, I believe it's, did I say 47? I meant 37 to 39. Uh, just running the control points. If you do it with the uh, activities in between, because some of them are unavoidable. If you do it that way, you end up getting 44, I believe, shade done, and that one takes about 4.5, 5 hours. And you say, oh, I don't have that kind of time. Well, you don't have to do it all in one sitting. You know, heck, you don't even have to do it all in the same day. But like I said, if you want to distribute that out through the week, you can do it 30 minutes at a time. That's a guaranteed 37 different 37 shades. So that means that's a week. As you can see here, I got these guys trapped. They're all catching on fire. If they're not on fire, they're shocked. Hit him again, he blows up. Only sorry, I got a clanmate trying to do a party invite, so I'm gonna have to end this stream here. But I hope y'all learned
Control
something when
point
you watch
secured.
this.
Well done.
For those of you that did subscribe, I do appreciate, you know, the subscribe and the comments. Keep them coming. If you got any questions on what you can do, what you can run, what build, holler at me. I actually do my best to try to respond, and I like to give positive advice. I don't like to give negative advice. You know, but just let me know. Y'all take it easy.